And Plateau United this evening maintained their position at the top of the Nigeria Professional Football League with a late goal from Uche Owasonya to edge Warri Wolves 1-0 at the New Jos Stadium. Akwa United beat Dakada International FC by a lone goal in the first Ibom Derby to pick the only away win in match day 10. Kano Pillars beat visiting FC Fanyuba by same scoreline. Rivers United beat Sunshine Stars 2-1. Lobi Stars maintained the pressure on leaders Plateau United after edging Katsina United 1-0 at the Upper Aku Stadium. MFM FC continued their fine form with a 2-0 win against Damowa United. In Ilorin, Kwara United added more misery on Rangers after a 1-0 win. In the EPL, Wilane's double has inspired Chelsea back to winning ways as a 2-0 victory over Tottenham saw Frank Lampard haunt Jose Mourinho, but the victory was overshadowed by allegations of racist abuse. Wilane whipped Chelsea into the lead on 12 minutes and doubled his tally when he converted a VAR-awarded penalty on the stroke of half-time, as Lampard outwitted his former manager to inflict the Portuguese's first defeat against a club he used to manage, and that's his 15th attempt. In the early kickoff, Watford boosted their hopes of avoiding relegation as they secured only their second English Premier League win this season against a disappointing Manchester United team at Vicarage Road. The result sees the Hornets move within 6 points of safety and level on points with Norwich in 19th, while United remain 8th. 1996 Olympics 400 meters bronze medalist FALILAT Ogunkoya believes successes at the Olympic Games depends on the zeal of athletes. Well, she told Channels Television in Lagos that every athlete heads to the Olympic Games with a target that can only be achieved when extra efforts are put into preparations.
See, it's not about Nigeria stands and an athlete always set a high goal for themselves. They have set that goals 4 years ago, you know, after the Olympics, that I'm going to go to the next Olympics, you know, that I want to go to Tokyo, I want to do this. And that is high goal they set for themselves. So athletes first, you know, because of the high goal they set for themselves, I think that the athlete will surely find a way to train. But we still have to manage them. We still have to give them a pat at the back. We still have to monitor them, see how are you doing, how are you feeling. But I always like to, you know, to plead that the money for training should be given before, not the money in competition. That's in Olympics. That's it. That's for shopping.
Meanwhile, Africa's highest-ranked para-table tennis player, Nigeria's KOLEOSHO Ahmed, is appealing for proper preparations for the country's para-athletes ahead of next year's Paralympic Games in Tokyo. Ahmed, who has already qualified for the Paralympic Games in August next year, says the country's para-table tennis athletes can excel in Tokyo if they get the chance to participate in more pre-Paralympic events.
Tokyo 2020 is still by August, and there are so many competitions lined up before August, close to about 15 to 20. So I think if we can still go to about 4 to 5 of those competitions, it will help us to prepare ahead, to learn some of the weaknesses and strengths of our opponents that we're going to meet in the games. So basically what we just need is Federation helping us to go to competitions, and we should get into camp earlier. Camp for the games, so that we'll get to learn so many things without any form of distraction from anywhere.
Away from sports, authorities in Australia say catastrophic fire conditions have almost completely razed one community to the ground in the state of New South Wales. Premier of the region, Gladys Berejiklian, says there is not much left of the town of Balmoral, southwest of Sydney, where about 400 people live. Balmoral was hit for the second time in days as wind conditions changed around the Greenwattle Creek fire on Saturday. Elsewhere, at least 72 homes have now been destroyed in the Adelaide Hills area of South Australia, where a 69-year-old man was found dead at his property on Saturday. At least 9 people have been killed since September in the country's bushfire emergency. Prime Minister Scott Morrison on Saturday apologized for causing great anxiety while going on holiday during the mounting crisis. 13 people have been shot at a house party in the U.S. city of Chicago. 4 of the victims, including a 16-year-old, have been hospitalized and are in critical condition. The other victims are reportedly stable. A dispute resulted in the party, which was given in the memory of a 22-year-old man who was fatally shot during an attempted carjacking in April this year. Witnesses say shots were fired in the house as partygoers began to flee. A shooter was seen on video firing more shots. A second shooter was seen firing a weapon. Police say they have 2 suspects in custody. And the main news again. Suspected Boko Haram terrorists today attacked Damaturu, the Yobe state capital, while 8 people were reported killed and scores wounded by bandits in Shiroro local government area of Niger State. Also today, the Inspector General of Police assured Nigerians of peaceful Christmas and New Year celebrations, ordered the dispatch of his men to ensure secured highways, worship and recreational centers. We also told you that the Central Bank of Nigeria has announced a downward review of bank charges effective January 1, 2020. Plus, a 69-year-old man has been found dead on his property, while over 72 homes in another community were razed down in Australia's fire disaster. And that's the news at 10 tonight. Many thanks for watching. I'm Millicent Walker. Don't forget the 2% and the reasons for the season. Happy celebrations. Good night.